Welcome back to Road to 100,000 Followers with me, your host, Apple Kreider. In this series, what we're doing is we're taking an Instagram account from scratch. We're growing to 100,000 followers. I'm walking you guys through step-by-step the process of how to do it yourself, because I think it's really, really valuable to know these things. And this is the guide that I wish I would have had before I started out on Instagram and before I got to where I am today. So that's why I'm bringing it to you guys. I'm trying to provide you guys with as much value as possible here on this YouTube channel. So that's what we're doing today. And I'm gonna show you guys exactly how to grow an Instagram account from 0 to 100,000 followers. What we're doing is a couple times a week, we're gonna check in. I'm gonna show you guys where we're at, and I'm gonna kind of break down what I'm up to and what the latest sort of genre of content that we're looking at, or genre of sort of what we're really doing with the page in this stage, okay? So in this episode, what we're gonna do, it's the real first episode where we're looking at the page, and I'm just gonna break down the basics of what an Instagram page actually is, what it has to offer, and what value there really is in building an Instagram page in the first place, because like, why does it even matter? How do you do it? What does an Instagram page entail? That's what we're gonna be talking about today. So if you guys didn't catch the first episode, just to recap who I am, my name's Apple Kreider. I'm a YouTuber and a podcaster. I have a podcast called Young Smart Money over on iTunes, Spotify, wherever, where I interview young people who are doing cool stuff, usually entrepreneurially or just financially. And we bring them on, we interview them on their journey and on where they're going, what they're doing, and how that can really translate to what you want to do. And then on YouTube, obviously, we have about 200 uploads from anything from personal finance to entrepreneurship to building a business online. That's what we've got going on there. I also run a social media marketing agency. That's how I pay the bills, along with me being a student. I do this. I make about $2,000 per month doing this. I just started last month, so I haven't been going for that long, but we've locked down some pretty solid clients, and I'm having a blast with that. So that really got me into the whole Instagram game in general and building Instagram pages. And then I have a 200,000 follower network on Instagram that I both manage and own. And I've done that over the course of the last month. So that's sort of why I wanted to come in and show you guys what I've learned. And I've never actually built an Instagram page to 100,000 followers from scratch before. So that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to show you guys how to do it. I wanted you guys to learn with me, because I figured if I was gonna do it, why not share the process with you guys and walk you guys through exactly what I'm doing. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So what are the rules for this? Because I didn't really recap this in the first episode. If you didn't catch that, you can check that out. I'll link it up in the description. But in the first episode, we didn't really cover on the rules. So I took a little poll in the comment section of the first video, and what we came up with is I'm not gonna be spending money beyond what I make from the page, okay? I'm not gonna be investing any money into the page as far as promotions go or building the page. But what I am doing is I am I'm outsourcing the content essentially. So I'm not creating the content myself, just because at this point, at this stage, I don't really want to devote the time to that. And I would much rather pay somebody else to do it for me. We'll get into outsourcing in a future episode, but I do want to tell you guys that I'm doing that with my first page, Successful Founders. I did all that content myself. I created it all myself. But with this page, we are actually outsourcing that. So that is a bit of an investment, but it's not really in terms of growing the page. We're gonna grow the page with only proceeds that we make from the page. They're gonna get reinvested back into the page to grow it even more. And I'm sort of on the fence about taking advantage of my network of accounts, just because they are in a similar niche, so I could potentially do some promotion between the accounts. We'll see about that. Definitely let me know in the comments below if you want me to do that or not. I'm thinking I might just do one promotion just to sort of get it started, get some gas in the tank, but I don't think I wanna like lean on that as a crutch for the entire series, because I think that might make it a little bit too easy. And I do wanna show you guys sort of like the struggle of building, not just making it look so easy, because it's definitely not, especially if you don't have this network available to you like I do have. So I don't think I'll be leaning on that too much. I might do a quick shout out at the beginning, just sort of get the ball rolling, but we'll totally see on that. And like I said, I'm outsourcing all of my content, just because at this point, like with my business and stuff and with school, it doesn't really make sense for me to be creating all these posts. It would take me much longer, and it just makes a lot more sense for me to pay somebody else to do it, who can do it a lot more cheaply, and the posts are a lot more, I mean, they're gonna be the same, maybe a little bit better quality than I could create, honestly, but we'll totally see. I'm really proud of, I like how the posts have turned out so far, so I'm definitely satisfied with that. So those are the rules. Quick update on the page. We're at about 148 followers as of this live stream right now with 6 posts. We're doing 3 posts per day. That's going to be 2 pieces of original content, 1 repost. That's what the plan is right now. We might bump that up to 4 with 3 original, 1 repost. Eventually, if you guys want to see that, let me know in the comments below. But for now, we're doing 2 original, 1 repost each and every day. So far, we've made no income from the page. We haven't monetized it yet. We haven't done any affiliate marketing, obviously we're not selling shout outs because we only have 148 followers, but we haven't done any monetizing yet. So this is just going to be every week we're going to use this as sort of a recap of what we have done and sort of how the page is looking. But right now there's not much to report here because we haven't started monetizing yet. So we're just going to carry on. So let's establish what an Instagram page is because that's sort of the theme of this video today. So I wanted to give you guys a quick comparison between the two, in my opinion, styles of Instagram pages. Arguably there might be a third style, but we're going to focus on these 2 for now. So on the left side, you've got your personal brand, okay? So that's my personal brand, Apple Creator Official, and that's sort of where I do my own personal Instagram posting, okay? Because, I mean, honestly, if you have an Instagram account that you use for yourself, you have a personal brand, whether you think of it that way or not. If you have a personal Instagram account, it is a personal brand. It is your reputation. So that's the first type of account we've got, and there's not too much to say about that other than so there's basically the way I look at it between your personal account and your Instagram page, as I like to call it, is the 2 big things are with your personal account, with your personal brand, it's very focused on both the content and on you, okay? So it's not just about the content that you're putting out, it's also about you. So people are gonna follow you if they like you and they like your content. And that's significant because it makes it not as scalable, because if people don't like you, if they like your content but they don't like you, then they're gonna be less inclined to follow your page because your page is more about you than it is about the content. Maybe if it's a 50-50, maybe it's like 75 you, 25 the content. So with that, it's gonna be harder to scale a personal brand, obviously, just because people have to like you in order to like your personal brand, and people aren't gonna vibe with you. Like, not everybody likes you. Some people might be watching this video, they might like the content, but they might not vibe with me. So that's the tricky part about building a personal brand. But the good thing about building a personal brand is you build trust, okay? Because if we look back here, here you've got a page with a person's face on it. It's gonna be a lot easier for you to trust that and maybe buy a product for them or do something that they want you to do, rather than a page like this with no face on it. It's very sort of, I guess, just faceless, really, because it's gonna be, you're not gonna trust this page as much just because there's not much of a human element to it, you know? It just feels like an Instagram account. It doesn't feel like a person, whereas this one, you've got that personal aspect to it. So that's a personal brand. What we're talking about is an Instagram page and a niche page specifically, okay? So with a niche page, it's content oriented, okay? It's not about you, it's all about the content, okay? If you have a true niche page, it's not about you at all, and you are not a part of this page. So personally, I haven't showed my face on this page, whether that be in a post, in a story, or anything, ever. It's because it's a niche page. It's not about me. It's about the content. It's called Successful Founders. It's not called Apple Creator. It has nothing to do with me. And potentially you can be completely anonymous on this. I have answered the question a couple times of who owns this page. I tell people that it's me. I link to my own profile. So if people do care to know, I do make that publicly available, but I'm not actively promoting this page as being mine, and I'm not actively telling people that it's my page, just because I want to keep it as a niche page and not a personal brand. And these kind of pages are much more scalable. So personally, with Successful Founders, we've grown that page to about 12,000 followers within the span of a month, which is bananas in my opinion. I never expected to grow that fast, to be honest. Like, when we were starting out, we were thinking maybe like a 3-month horizon before we hit 10K, but to hit it in less than a month is bananas. So much more scalable because people, again, they don't have to like you, they just have to like your content, they just have to be interested in the genre and like how your page looks and feels, okay? So we're building a niche page here, and that's what it's all about. So I didn't mention that before, but actually if we go back for just a second, the page is called Successful Facts. It's sort of, it's building off of the brand of Successful Founders. I'm sort of trying to build sort of like a network of pages like this, and I think, I don't know, that's just sort of what I'm going for. So I forgot to mention that, but yeah. So the page is called Successful Facts, and that's what we're talking about today, okay? So what is a niche? If you're not familiar, a niche is basically just a topic, okay? So it's a specific topic that you're focusing on, and that's what we're doing with this page. because what we want to do is we want to create a targeted audience. And what I mean by that is you're creating a group of people that are all following your page, that are all aware of your page, that are in a similar sort of mindset, have similar interests, and just are similar in some kind of way, okay? And because of this, we're able to provide value to that audience because they're all there for a similar reason. We can serve them in the ways that they want to be served because they are all following our page for the same or similar reasons. So a niche, just a specific area, okay? So we're just diving in deep. We're not doing something broad. We're not making a page about everything or making a page about a specific thing. In this case, it's business facts, okay? So why is that important? Why is it important that you pick a niche? Why can't you just make a page about everything? Well, with personal brand, you actually kind of do that. You make a page about your life, essentially. You can, or you can structure it a little bit more than that. But this is important because generic pages fail, okay? If you try to make a page about everything, if you post something about sports, and then something about dogs, and something about business, and something about, I don't know, fishing, like, people aren't gonna vibe with that, because if somebody likes fishing and they see your fishing post, that's great. But then if you post something the next day about like, I don't know, business, they might not vibe with that. They might not be interested in business, and then they're not gonna stick around. So if you stick to one topic, the people that find you that like that topic are definitely gonna stick around. Whereas if you do a ton of things, people might find you because you posted about something that they like. But if you're not posting consistently about that, they're not gonna stick around because they're not gonna be interested in everything that you're talking about. So you have to be able to very succinctly answer the question of why should people follow you? Because if you're posting about everything, there's no real reason for people to follow you because nobody else is probably interested in the exact same things that you are if you're posting about everything that you like. That's why it's very important to focus in on one thing that you really, really like, because that it's much easier to monetize that way, and it's much easier to build a following that way because people are gonna know why they should follow you, why they should stick around, why they should support your content. Whereas if you're posting about everything, they're gonna be confused. They're gonna say, "What is this page? I don't understand it," and they're not gonna follow you. And again, you want this targeted audience because that's gonna be much easier to monetize. We're gonna get into this in future episodes when we start to monetize the account. But for now, just know that's gonna be easier to monetize a target audience than it is a very broad audience. All right. So what's our niche? Here's the logo again, successful facts. We're talking about business facts, okay? So the posts, I don't have a picture of one here, but they're sort of like myth and fact of business. You can check the page out if you want to see these, but they're very simple posts. Just basically like a myth and then a fact, and it's all business related, entrepreneurship related, investing related, all that good stuff. So very, very simple. And it's for people, it's for entrepreneurs who are looking for information that's sort of easy to digest and really just like simple, succinct, and just a quick little blurb about some little entrepreneurial lesson, business lesson, whatever, that they can digest very, very quickly while they're scrolling through their Instagram feed. Very simple, very straightforward. And a niche is very good for keeping you on brand and on message, because if you're not on brand, if you're not consistent with your posts, if you're not posting about the same things and in the same way and building a brand, building a feel for your page, it's gonna be a lot harder for you to build a following. And if you check out our page, Successful Founders, you're gonna see that our aesthetic of our feed is very similar. Everything's very on brand, everything's very on message, because I mean, we created those posts so we knew what we were doing, but that's just very important when you want to grow a page. If you're posting things that look completely different and are about completely different things, obviously it's going to be much, much harder to build a following. That's why you need a niche and you need consistency across your posts. Now, how can you actually select a niche? So you want to make an Instagram page, that's great, but you have no idea what to make it on. Well, first of all, just think about what you're passionate about, okay? Because that's what it really comes down to. Because a lot of times with these things, whether that be an Instagram page, a YouTube channel, I don't know, a podcast, like, you're not going to be making money on day one. Like with Successful Founders, we're making money on day 6, which isn't, I don't think that's very standard. I wouldn't say that's what you should expect, but that's what happened with that. But a lot of times, like with my YouTube channel, like with this channel, I don't think I've made really any money beyond maybe like less than $50, I would say. I made less than $50 from this Instagram account. I mean, this YouTube channel. And I've been going since probably about 9 or 10 months now. So it's been a long time running, and I haven't made any serious money from this. It's mostly just because I enjoy doing this, okay? So find what you're passionate about, find what you like talking about, and create an account based on that, because it's gonna be a lot easier for you to make content around that. It's gonna be a lot easier for you to engage with the people around that, because you know what you're talking about, okay? So you want to make it specific, you want to make it something that you're passionate about, and you want to make it something that you actually know about, because again, you're going to be able to engage with the community and build a following of people who actually trust you, realize that you know what you're talking about, and that's just very, very key when you're selecting a niche to just sort of go into and talk about, all right? But what's the point? Okay, so say you've built an Instagram account in a niche. Like, why would you even want to do that in the first place? Like, what is the point? Where's the money? Like, how do you, where do you benefit from this whole equation? All right, so what you need to be doing is providing value. Okay, I talk about this a lot. That's how I started my social media management agency, is providing value. And the whole point here is, first of all, to provide value to people. Like, that's the main thing. Like, you want to help people do something, whether that be learn about investing and entrepreneurship, or learn about fishing, or learn about, I don't know, dogs. All right. So you want to teach people about something, or entertain people, or just like education, entertainment, or I don't know, just information in general. So that's the first thing. But with this account, there's so much opportunity that you have. Okay. There is a ridiculous amount of potential. If you have people's attention, oh man, can you do some ridiculous stuff with that? Like, there's a ridiculous amount of things that you can do with people's attention and driving traffic online. Okay, so if you have a large Instagram following, you can drive that traffic anywhere you want. Okay, so if you have, so for me personally, why am I doing this? Why am I growing Instagram pages in the investing or entrepreneurship or whatever niche? Basically, it's to drive traffic to my personal brand. Like, at its most basic, that's why I'm doing this, okay? So if you're wondering, like, why is this dude growing Instagram pages? Why is this dude have a 200,000 follower network on Instagram? It's to drive traffic to my personal brand, because that's where I can build a relationship with people, and that's where I can show people that I have more value to provide. And that's sort of my long goal, is to just build my personal brand, okay? So there's a ton of potential to drive traffic with your Instagram account, with any social media presence if you have a large following. And honestly, once you build that personal brand, you can really create a lifestyle for yourself and create that sort of, I mean, you can choose to create passive income, you can choose to create a job that you enjoy. There's really so many things you can do with people's attention and building your own personal brand. So that's sort of like the reason behind me building Instagram accounts, is because I can drive traffic to wherever I want in order to either monetize, grow my personal brand, whatever. But we're gonna get into that in future episodes as well, when I start to get a larger following and I can start driving this traffic, to sort of show you guys what I mean by that. So what's next? What's the next episode? Again, like I just alluded to, we're going to be talking about driving traffic, but we're going to be talking about driving traffic to your page, not from your page, because what we want to do right now is grow our page as quickly as possible, get that first gas in the engine, and sort of get ourselves on the fast track. Because right now, we've been going for like 2 days, I guess, because we have 6 posts. We've got about 150 followers, so we're not really anywhere. But I think in the next couple of weeks we could cross. We can get a couple thousand followers going, especially if I toss a quick shout out in to sort of get us rolling, which I think I will do. So really what we're going to be talking about in the next episode is driving traffic. I'm going to share with you guys the shout out that I do for the page to sort of boost us, show people what you have to offer them. Essentially, you just want to tell people why they should look at your page, why they should follow your page. And sort of what's the point if nobody sees your content, if nobody knows what you're doing, if nobody gets to your page in the first place. You could be creating the best content on Instagram, but if nobody gets there, nobody's going to see it, nobody's going to consume it, nobody's going to engage with it. So you really have to figure out how to drive traffic to your page. That's exactly what we're talking about next episode. So definitely stay tuned for that. But that basically sums up episode 2 of Road to 100,000 Followers. I was talking about the basics of an Instagram page. Next week, we'll be coming at it with how to drive traffic to that page and how to sort of build that following from the beginning. But definitely, I think we will toss in a Q&A session, possibly. It might be Instagram only, over at Apple Creator Official. I'm not really sure how we're going to structure these Q&A sessions yet. If you have any opinions on that, definitely let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, thank you very much for sticking around, guys. I really do appreciate it. And I hope you guys got a lot of value out of this episode today. If you did, again, let me know in the comments below. Drop a like and consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Hope you guys got a lot of value out of this today. And I look forward to sharing episode number 3 with you guys in the next couple days. Have a wonderful day. My name has been Apple Creator.